called out of work sick today. Clearly, I am not sick. I am alive and well. I just realistically was getting really tired of having to wake up at 8 o'clock and just have to get ready and know that most of my day would just be going to something that I just don't want to do. If you have not seen my last car vlog, I do currently work 2 jobs, and the way that I kind of made my schedule, I like alternated it between the days. So like one job I'll do Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, and then another job I'll do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, which obviously doesn't leave much time for breaks, which my boss pointed out. Honestly, I was like, oh no, it's fine, like I'll be fine. They're like 2 different jobs and tasks, and I don't know why I thought that that was something that I would just be really good and okay with and being super duper comfortable with like doing and just whatever. That is not necessarily the case. I had a really good day yesterday. Like I did work like a long day, but that's at my more like, I guess, creative job. And I had a really good day. I was feeling good coming home. But then, I don't know, later in the day, I was talking to my god sister and actually no, it started off with me opening up Ableton. Well, actually no, I was gonna edit the Barcelona clips that I have that will be actually the video before this one. I was gonna edit that. And I was like, you know what? Recently, I've just kind of been like looking through like old beat files to like see what I can add in as like my own original audio on these videos, mainly because like it's just another way to like have that shit out there, not just be sitting in my computer files, but also it's just kind of fun to see like what beats I have made in the past kind of like are compatible. It's like the vibe of the videos that I've been going for. I technically already have one for this one, very obviously, but I just decided like, you know what, I'm just gonna sift through another one. And then that led me thinking like, oh, like I'm just gonna actually just like work on a beat because I haven't really finished one in a while and I just want to like see whatever. Why the fuck, I know why, but why the fuck I opened an old project file, which first mistake, but I opened an old project file and literally the level of anxiety that I got was not even funny. I tell you, my body started to feel super strained. My heart started beating really fast. I feel like I couldn't breathe. I was getting lightheaded. Like, it was a level of anxiety that's not necessary when it's doing something that you find fun or like whatever. And that's when I realized, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna push through this because if I feel this much fear and anxiety towards this, then it's obviously something that I should be doing, right? But that led me down another thought path. Like, it took me a second to realize that a lot of the fear that I was feeling, or a lot of the anxiety that I was feeling that I was running out of time. Usually when I sit down to make a beat, like I don't go on a time frame. I'm just like, I'm gonna sit down and however long this needs to take is however long it needs to take, and it's usually like sometimes it'll range for just me working on something like 8 hours straight, and that's just like if I'm lucky being in a flow state, just like working on something. Sometimes it'll be 3 hours, I really don't know when I open up the computer. But I realized that with working so much and consistently kind of feeling like I have this time constraint of like, okay, I work until like 3 to 4, and then from like whenever I get home, which is usually, I don't know, maybe like closer to 5, or if I'm end at 3, like closer to 4, like whenever I end work, from whenever I get home to whenever I need to go to sleep, which is around like 11, 12, that's usually like 5 to 6 hours. And obviously people are like, oh, you can do so much. And I'm one of those people who is always being like, oh, you can do so much after work, you can have so much energy, all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. No, it's not as simple. And I know that's kind of like a dud. Like, I feel like I was able to do it when I was in New York for like the past 2 summers, like going to work and then immediately going hang out with friends after, or just do something. And I did it no problem. I wasn't tired. It was like, I loved it because what I was doing in the environment that I was in at that time was one that I really loved. And it was just something like I was seeing people that I loved, and I was just consistently feeling like there was something to do and something new, exciting happening in my life all the time. Here it's not so much. I literally go to work, I come home, and I'm like, I don't know, being at home realistically is not the most inspiring and fun environment to be in, especially because I mean, if you know me personally, like I have said multiple times, I don't really have much of a like social life in Rhode Island, largely intentional in like my end after a certain point, and I was okay with that because I was just kind of like always away from home, and it wasn't really important. Like the time that I spent at home compared to times that I was anywhere else was so much shorter. So I was like, okay, when I'm at home, I'm in reset mode, I'm in focusing on myself mode, like all this stuff. And it really didn't seem that important or something that would bother me. It kind of still doesn't. I realized that I felt like I was having such a time constraint that if I didn't figure out or didn't feel like I made something in the time in which I was home or like needed to go to bed, then I would just be super tired the next day, and it would just kind of be like compile on itself, and I would just be too tired to do anything. That was not a fun realization because I came into the summer with a whole list of things that I want to do and ways that I want to be, mainly because they're all things that I typically can't really do when I'm in New York, because I just don't have access to it. Like for one, I don't have access to a car in New York. It's not as easy for me to get to like a place that has like a park or something. Like it's not as easy for me to like do the things that I can do here simply because of access. I was like, fuck it, like I'm going to go into the summer and like do all these things that included like starting to learn how to DJ, getting better at being a producer, being going on jogs more, spending more time in nature, like simply things that bring me joy, and like I'm not necessarily searching for like an immediate outcome in them. Things that I just want to develop because they make me feel more like myself. After talking to my god sister, literally that moment of like, hey, there shouldn't be fear of doing things that I want to do. I am young, I'm gonna make mistakes. Life isn't always gonna be perfect every second of the day. One of the worst things I feel like I can do for myself is chaining myself to this idea of needing to work excessively just to like make money at like minimum wage jobs. Like that just doesn't make fucking sense. I was like, I literally halfway through that call already plotted my like I'm feeling unwell text, because I'm like, fuck. And also too, them bitches don't give a fuck. That leads us to today. I decided that I wanted to kind of have like a me day and kind of have like a solo date day. I do this a lot in the summer in New York just because it's super easy to just like hop on the train and just like do shit. It's also just fun. Now that I have a car that I can drive around in and like actually like have access to go places, I was like, fuck, like I don't need to be here all day if I don't need to be. And also the weather today is fucking amazing. I meditated earlier, and then I went outside and I just rolled around in the fucking grass and I did cartwheels and shit. Like that was so relaxing, and I was like, I need to. So I started planning my day in bed. So this vlog is just kind of gonna be like that a little bit, my day. And we'll kind of see where it goes because I have several things that I kind of want to do. We've made it. Let's go. Is this place open? I actually don't know. Literally, I arrived and it looks closed. It's not giving the vibe I gave yesterday when I was driving by. They, in fact, were fully closed. I did see a coffee shop when I was driving here, so I'm just going to go there instead. That was really good. I got a clip of this macchiato I got, caramel macchiato. It's really sweet, but it does taste different than any other macchiato I've had before. So there is that. Next on the agenda, I am going to a state park. I think I mentioned that already. I'm gonna actually put the address in and get back to you. Now we're gonna head to the park. I've never been there, so I actually have to focus to drive because sometimes when I'm driving in new places, I'm not so good at navigation, but I'll try to get some little clips of like the view if it's nice on the way there. If not, I won't see you there. I just got here. Honestly, I've never been here before. The drive was so beautiful, like seeing, like it's so interesting, like knowing that you've lived somewhere your whole life and you've just never been to certain places or areas. I parked at the beach area. I don't know if I necessarily want to be at the beach. I'm gonna start off here, and then if I'm like not really feeling it, I'm gonna go to other areas. But oh, it's such a beautiful day. Okay, I'm gonna go outside and enjoy and see what the vibes are. Literally, two of the worst things just happened. I just lost my 2 rings that I wear all the time, and there's a fucking spider in my bag. So, I was just chaotic the last 15 or 10 minutes. Had put my rings down to put on sunscreen. I totally forgot to put them on, back on. These 2 girls were so sweet and tried to help me find the rings. They're gone now, I feel, and if, whatever. Because I distinctly remember having a conversation with my mom, and she saw those rings, and she's like, oh, you still have them? And I was like, yeah, like, if I ever lose these, like, I'm gonna be devastated, and wonderful. I'm gonna stay here for, like, a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna go. So, I am back in the car now. I came here super excited, super happy and ready to be here, and that has not changed. I am still incredibly grateful I came. My legs feel amazing. Also lost a bookmark that I had for the book I was reading, which was a postcard from my host family in Japan. And I have several more, so that's like not the only one. It's fine. I honestly felt like that moment, like that clip from Keeping Up with Her Kardashians when Kim is like in the ocean crying about her diamonds, and Khloe's like, Kim, there's people that are dying. The main thing that I can think about right now is when something about that just felt like a greater metaphor to just let go of shit right now, and to just kind of like let go of old shit and just kind of receive the new, and like with what's coming into my life and all that. I know that's like one outlook that I have, and one can say that's kind of just like a coping mechanism to deal with the fact that I am pretty upset that those rings are gone. The silver one that I had, I got that out of a promise to myself, because at that time in my life, I just, well, one, it was inspired by Sex and the City, an episode of Sex and the City. That was the inspiration. But also at that time, I was just in a position where I promised myself that I would always be kind to myself, protect myself, love myself, and put my best foot forward. And I almost feel a little bit like ridiculous crying about it, or like being sad about it, because it is a material thing, and I'm not necessarily like a materialistic person in that sense. Like, I like things obviously, but after just like today just generally just being somewhat of like a meditative day and just a reflective day, and you know, the cost of not going to work today was losing those rings, but also it was enjoying the ocean and enjoying a beautiful sunny day and seeing everyone out and about with their families and their dogs and shit, and just like soaking in that energy. So I can really only just continue to be grateful for all of it. It was a little bit of a sad moment, because it felt representative of just this phase of life I'm in right now, of just having to like let go of everything, and to genuinely just not necessarily let go of everything, but just like letting go of the past, letting go of either mindsets that aren't serving me, or just like ways that I speak to myself, or ways that I feel about things. Just letting go of all that, and just genuinely just welcoming the new, turning over a new leaf. I don't necessarily think every moment in life is like always like this big lesson, but something about today felt particularly I guess representative of that. It's a little bit upsetting, but I'm also like grateful and happy that I got to have the day that I've had so far. So yeah, that's that.